morning, YouTube fam. Y'all ready for them picks? Nah, it's a great slate. It's a little tough slate today also, but it's a nice slate of football going on today. And as usual, I put the time in. I went through the full slate. I went through almost all the player props. And I'm here what I got today. Like I was saying last time, I'm trying to do this more frequently. I just got a ring light, so I'm gonna have a little setup next week, inshallah, inside of my room for it. And I'm also gonna try to do it a little bit faster next week because now I'm only doing it like an hour or two before the game. So hopefully, inshallah, I'm gonna do it Saturday night, Saturday morning before the college games. And I'm gonna start getting some college picks in here, inshallah. Basketball season coming. We gonna do a thing with basketball, yeah. We gonna do a crazy thing with basketball, and I'm gonna give up more sports conversations in basketball. I don't know too much sports news or sports conversations that's going on right now in the NFL. I think a couple things. I like some mock trades. I think one thing going on with Chicago is, I think for real, they should just double down on Justin Fields. There's no reason why Justin Fields is like having these amazing performances and he only has one target for real. Well, he got Cole Kmet also, but he has two targets to throw it to. I think before the trade deadline, they should trade for Deontay Adams or Devontae Adams. I'm talking about Devontae Adams or Kyle Pitts, because they run a two tight end set and use Kyle Pitts as they use Cole Kmet and like a wide receiver type thing, then I think that would leave DJ Moore on more one-on-one assignments, or it would leave Cole Kmet and Kyle Pitts in more one-on-one assignments. And either way, someone's going to be open. I think that offense could be, it's like finally now we're getting to see that Justin Fields really is a poor man's Jalen Hurts. And he actually, it seems like he got more potential than Jalen Hurts because he has a stronger arm than Jalen Hurts. That motherfucker throws the ball. Justin Fields throws the ball effortlessly. Effortlessly. How the hell can I say effortlessly? Effortlessly. Sheesh. Moving on. I think, honestly, if the Bears are foolish enough to go into the draft again and get another quarterback, obviously that's showing how bad their organization is ran. You just keep switching quarterback after quarterback after quarterback and not even giving him the chance. I think the Broncos should pick him up, man. I think the Broncos would do great with Justin Fields. That's where Justin Fields would be able to run our system and our offense so perfectly. Because Russ lost it. I don't know. Russ don't got the arm. Russ don't got the arm talent that a guy like Justin Fields has, man. Russ don't got the arm talent that a guy like Talia Tagovailoa has. And I also think the Broncos should draft him if we don't get a guy like Justin Fields. But I think Justin Fields will be in the open market, and I think we'll have enough to get him. We'll probably take a draft pick or something like that, because they're more than likely people will be going after Kirk Cousins and guys like that. But that's another thing that I'm thinking of. Also in the football news today, why every year do people talk about the Vikings moving on from Kirk Cousins? Why every year are the Vikings speaking, or people speaking on the Vikings moving on from Kirk Cousins? Kirk Cousins has done nothing but put up some of the best stats as a quarterback. He always keeps the Vikings in the conversation. All it takes is for 1 year for everyone else to be slacking, for the Vikings to get in there. That's it. if the Vikings start building some stability on defense, because they leave Kirk out there by himself, the best defense they have is with Case Keenum. That was one of the best defenses they had with Case Keenum. Now every year is on Kirk to basically get them where they're going. They put that whole team on Kirk's arms. They always say Kirk, he's not gonna perform in the bright lights. He's not going. In the bright lights, Kirk is probably getting 2 to 3 touchdowns every time. He's at least getting 2 touchdowns in the bright lights. Why can't the if your quarterback is guaranteed to get you 2 touchdowns against any opponent, why is the defense not being blamed? Phillip Rivers went through a full career, 15 years, more than likely. Phillip Rivers went through years on top of years on top of years, never made the divisional round of the playoffs. And if he did, I just can't remember. Not once was they talking about, oh man, the Chargers need to trade for someone else. They need to get rid of Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers is the problem, even though Phillip Rivers was the problem. The Chargers really should have got rid of Rivers faster. Nowadays in NFL with the sports media, the new sports media is no longer speaking truthfully. The new sports media is a drama-based thing. So if there's no drama around the sports, they don't really like it. So they're looking for the guys who they should fire. They're looking for the quarterbacks who ain't them guys. You cannot tell me that Joe Flacco's a better quarterback. Joe Flacco's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. Kirk Cousins is 10 times better than Flacco. I wouldn't even say 10 times, but Cousins is better than Flacco. How the hell are you saying a guy like Flacco could go win a Super Bowl, but Cousins can't? Put Cousins on San Francisco right now, and we'll be talking about Cousins like the next Steve Young. Because if we put Cousins' stats up with some of the greats of all time, without the Super Bowl and some of the other accolades that these guys got, we just talking about quarterback stats versus quarterback stats. I bet you Cousins is killing a lot of these guys, man. I don't understand the new NFL. Everybody's talking about, was this guy going to be able to win you a Super Bowl? Is this guy going to be able to keep y'all afloat? Is this guy going to be able to keep y'all in a conversation every year? Only one team can win the Super Bowl. I just seen a fucking statistic on the X platform the other day that said since 2012, 2013, over 100 quarterbacks have been drafted and only one has won a Super Bowl. So we talking about all y'all favorite quarterbacks: Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, Justin Herbert, Trevor Lawrence, Josh Allen. None of these guys have won a Super Bowl. Only Patrick Mahomes. Why are these guys not being called failures and they can't do it and things like that? But Kirk is. You say he can't shine in big games, but why does he have to? Why can't his 2-3 touchdowns just be enough? A lot of Kirk's games don't beat Kirk Cousins losing the game. If Kirk Cousins is putting up 29, 28 points, 30, 32 points, and a game was lost, that wasn't because Kirk folded. It don't matter if he threw an interception or 2 in that game. He could have thrown 3 and put up 32. That might not have been Kirk's fault. That might have been Kirk just trying to bring him back into the game. I need y'all to understand that a lot of these media dudes are just chasing drama headlines. And I do not understand why they be bashing Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins could help plenty of people's franchises out. And if he's in the right system, if he was in the Jets would be Super Bowl contenders because they have the defense. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get what they see in some of these newer quarterbacks. I don't get what they see. I don't know. But to my Broncos, though, man, we need to move on from Russ. We need to move on from Russ. We need to move on from Russ. When we traded for Russ, we was a quarterback away. But we did something stupid when we traded for Russ, though. We was a quarterback away in the system and the planning that we was running. So when we traded for Russ, we also fired Vic Fangio, the guy who had us one quarterback away. What the fuck? Who does dumb shit like that? That didn't make any sense. A team is one quarterback away. It didn't say one quarterback and one coach away. The team was one quarterback away. Vic Fangio had Drew Lock looking decent. It had people thinking that all Drew Lock had to do was work on his game a little bit more. Drew Lock's not the guy. Drew Lock give me Zach Wilson vibes. He's just always out there smiling, stinking it the fuck up. Man, we was one quarterback away and then got Nathaniel Hackett because we thought we was going to get Aaron Rodgers. Why couldn't we got that nigga for the OC? We had Fangio. He had our system running perfectly. The defense was looking immaculate. The receivers was looking top tier. Ever since then, our organization has been on a decline. And that's because we was one quarterback away with Vic Fangio. And if Russ would have got into the Fangio system, if we would have been able to just integrate Russ into the Fangio system, who knows? Who knows? We actually fired Fangio the year before because we went from Fangio to Vance Joseph to Nathaniel Hackett. How are we doing the one coach a year? How are we doing the coach for 1 year thing? Fangio was losing, but he never had the QB. Our system was the best it's been when we had fucking Vic Fangio, yo. We should have never fired that guy. We should have got that guy the personnel that he needed. I was also out on the Rush trade. I understood the Rush trade, but y'all gave him a monumental contract even before the season started. Not playing one game. This is Elway. Elway's running our organization to the ground, man. He's running our organization to the ground. And by the time Elway is finished, we lost Von Miller. We lost Bradley Chubb. And we're not even losing these guys through free agency. We lost these guys because we couldn't afford them because we signed Russ. And we no longer had picks. But Russ hasn't been doing anything yet. Russ ain't done nothing yet. But we lost two of our best linebackers. You know we drafted Bradley Chubb over Josh Allen. You know we drafted Bradley Chubb over Josh Allen, over Josh Rosen. Do y'all know that? Bradley Chubb shouldn't have been traded. We should have stood on that decision to the end of that man's career. There's no way in this world we drafted Bradley Chubb, number 5 overall, over Josh Allen, then traded him for a first-round pick. What's the Broncos organization doing right now? I don't know. We're being motherfucking mishandled right now, but I can say one thing. This is a good segue into the picks. I think we're going to have a great day today. I think we're going to have a great game today. I think Russ is going to throw for a lot of yards. And I think guys like Mims and Judy, who are fast guys, I think they're going to get out. I think they're going to take out. I don't see Zach Wilson. I guess they got Zach Wilson doing a Justin Fields today and having an amazing performance because they think our defense is this garbage. But I'm pretty sure the Broncos defense is listening. Man. And I think this is going to be one of them games. I think it's going to be a slugfest game. I think it's going to be low scoring, Denver Broncos type game. I think Zach Wilson's going to have a horrible game, as usual. More than likely, Breece Hall and Dalvin Cook is going to have to pick up the slack. We're in Mile High. If Zach Wilson's having a hard time balling in New York, how's he going to ball that same way in Denver? That's the segue into it. My first pick for the day is the Denver Broncos money line. I know it's a 4 o'clock game, but how the segue just went, it just got like that. So, my second pick, Indianapolis Colts +2. I'm just looking at the comparison. Sometimes I just compare simple shit. Like the Colts versus the Titans. Quarterback versus quarterback. Anthony Richardson's been balling his ass off. He's due for a win. The Tennessee Titans just don't got that many guys. I think Derrick Henry's going to have a big game, but one of the dumbest moves that the Titans did was they let A.J. Brown go for nothing. They had an amazing season with A.J. Brown and Tannehill. Then they let him go for nothing. And since then, Tannehill ain't been looking the same. You don't got nobody to throw it to. Hopkins is out there, but Hopkins is older. And the best receivers is going to stick him. Everybody else is bums. You got like Tannehill, when you had A.J. Brown, he was balling. Now you got a DeAndre Hopkins that's past his prime. They can still ball, but it's past his prime. The days of him getting you hundreds of yards is more than likely past. The days of him being the receiver that can get you the first down and things like that, your completion receiver, those are still around, but you need that guy that can get you them big plays. And they had A.J. Brown. Almost like the Patriots. They just gave away Jacoby Myers for nothing and signed Juju. Why? Why? Some of these coaches don't do the quarterbacks any justice. A guy like Jacoby Myers, who's becoming Mac Jones's motherfucking safety blanket, who Mac Jones is starting to finally build a connection with a receiver. Y'all get rid of him. A.J. Brown, then there's a safety blanket for Ryan Tannehill. One of the only receivers he had. Y'all get rid of him. What are we doing? These coaches need to be to blame. The organizations need to be to blame. Tannehill and Mac Jones are both two decent mid-level quarterbacks that can get the job done. You cannot tell me Brock Purdy's better than Mac Jones. Mac Jones in that same system would be looking like Steve Young or Joe Montana. Mac Jones will be looking amazing in that motherfucking San Francisco 49ers system because it's the same similar system that he had in Alabama. It's something similar to Alabama. And he put up some of the best stats as a quarterback in college ever. That championship season with Mac Jones was one of the best statistical seasons from a college quarterback ever. So what I don't be understanding with these coaches when they get a guy into the NFL, why don't you just replicate the motherfucking system? Why don't you just replicate what they did in college? I'm not talking about how they exactly ran the system, but I'm saying, okay, let's get you two dominant receivers, let's get you a banger running back, and let's make the offense as easy as possible for you. But no, what they're doing in Tennessee is they're making it as hard as possible for Tannehill. What they're doing in New England is they're making it as hard as possible for Mac Jones to succeed. But what they're doing in Indianapolis is they're making that shit as easy as possible for a guy like Anthony Richardson to come on. They just recently signed Jonathan Taylor this week. Those are the signs of a good organization, of a well-ran organization. Over the years, Indy might have been doing a few dumb things, but you have to understand, barring injuries, Andrew Luck would still be the quarterback of the Indianapolis Colts right now. And he more than likely would be one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Also, who knows if Patrick Mahomes would even be who he was? Because the media was honestly lining it up for Luck to be the next big thing. Who knows what Luck would have been? But I know one thing. The Indianapolis Colts have a great defense. They got a good, I'm not going to say great defense. They have a good defense. They have a good offensive line, good defensive line, good running back. They got a good running quarterback who's not afraid to make mistakes. I just don't think today's Tennessee's day. I don't think Tennessee is going to be able to stop Jonathan Taylor. I don't think they're ready for how strong Anthony Richards' arm really is. I think Michael Pittman's going to have a big day. I don't know. I just think Indianapolis is going to beat them. I love the +2. So that's my other pick, the Colts +2. The next one, Detroit versus Carolina. I love Detroit -9.5. Detroit's the way better team. The way better team. And let's not forget, Detroit went to Carolina last year And Carolina put up damn near 300 yards on the ground on Detroit. Not damn near, I think they did put up 300 yards on the ground. You think Detroit forgot about that? Those are all the same players. You think they forgot about that? Jameson Williams coming back. What Amon-Ra St. Brown. This is a healthy Williams coming back too. They're about to look like the Miami Dolphins out there. They're about to light these niggas the fuck up. The Panthers don't got the firepower to keep up with what Detroit has. Detroit also has one of the best defenses in the league. Best believe this is going to be a blowout. Ain't nothing else to talk about. It's going to be a blowout. Well, I'm not going to say it ain't nothing to talk, because there is a world where it could be just a defensive game. It could be a world where it's just a running back game, low scoring, hard played game where Detroit still covers the spread. But it's not as big as a blowout that I'm predicting it to be. But I like Detroit by 2 touchdowns. I like Detroit by 2 touchdowns. The next pick. So right now where we got Denver, money line, Detroit with the spread, Colts with the spread. I like the Arizona Cardinals today. I like the Arizona Cardinals, man. The Arizona Cardinals is. I think that's just the upset team of the day. They're lugging out an unhealthy Joe Burrow. Josh Dobbs got a point to prove. Arizona's out there aggressive, playing hard every week. They didn't get the memo that they were supposed to be tanking this year for Caleb Williams. They didn't get that memo. The memo that they got is they got a good quarterback and they can compete in every game, and they're going to compete their asses off today. And it just doesn't look like the Cincinnati Bengals have that same type of motivation to play this year. Doesn't look like the same motivation is there with the Cincinnati Bengals. The Cincinnati Bengals is looking like they're just there to collect a check. I don't know. Why are y'all trotting Joe Burrow out there every game, not fully healthy? A not fully healthy Joe Burrow is not Joe Burrow. And I'm not going to be betting with a guy that's not fully healthy. Because if you're not fully healthy, I love the opposing side's passing game. Josh Dobbs has showed us nothing but that he's a baller since he's been in the league. Well, since he's been given a chance. Go back and look at that play that got Jacksonville into the playoffs last year. It was a bullshit call. It wasn't a fumble. His hand was clear as day going forward. But they didn't want the Titans in there. They wanted Jacksonville in there. You gotta have the storylines for the right quarterbacks, man. Trevor Lawrence is one of the next generation, so why keep putting Tannehill in there? Especially if Tannehill don't even got the squad to do anything. Jaguars had the chance to be a sneaky 8th seed. So, I don't know. I love how the Arizona Cardinals is playing. They're playing every team tough. They played the 49ers tough last week. I love them at home. Playing against a hobbled Cincinnati Bengals team that's still trying to figure out where they're going this year. I love it. I'm going to put 2 bonus picks in there. I'm going to put the Eagles over. I'm going to put a couple more picks in there, but not too much of a description with them. I love the Eagles over. That's going to be a shootout. Hurts versus Stafford. I love Puka Nacua going over his props. I love Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown also going over their props. And I love the Kansas City Chiefs and the Vikings over. That's going to be a really high-scoring game. That's going to be a really high-scoring game, like we were just saying. Like I was just saying. Kirk Cousins does nothing but throw 2-3 touchdowns a game against the best of them. Patrick Mahomes is the best of them. He's going to throw them touchdowns. Sneakily. I think that the Chiefs are on upset alert also because Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, KJ Osborne, TJ Hawkinson. Those are better targets than Sky Moore, Rashee Rice, Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce's really the only receiver that he got for real to throw to today. I don't know what the Sky Moores and the Rashee Rices is going to do. I just don't. So, I don't know. That's going to be a tough game. And even by the odds makers 3, making it 3 with... That's how I know it's something sketchy going on with that game. Because the odds makers putting it 3 and the Vikings have one of the worst defenses in the league right now, and they're going up against the Kansas City Chiefs. Those are the type of the spreads that just scream something's not right. So, I don't know. I think the Chiefs are on upset alert, but just going to have to wait and see. But today was a little bit long-winded. My summary for today is I love the Colts plus 2.5. I love the Detroit Lions minus 9. I love the Arizona Cardinals plus the 3, and I also like a money line. The Denver Broncos money line. The Philadelphia Eagles, Los Angeles Rams over, and I like the Kansas City Chiefs, Minnesota Vikings over. I like Puka Nacua as a player prop, A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith as a player prop. Those are for some of the later games, and I like Derrick Henry's over also. So that's 4 different player props. I think like 5 or 6 different team games. So hopefully we get some bread today, man. Inshallah, we get some bread today. We got a couple good locks in there, so we're gonna get some paid. As always, I'm gonna keep trying to do this. Well, I'm not gonna keep trying. I'm gonna do this every week for the remainder of the season. And also, like I said last week, I don't want y'all to subscribe and I do want you to subscribe. But you don't have to if you don't want to. What I'm really looking forward for y'all to do is to go check my music out if you can. Because just as much as I'm passionate with the sports stuff, I'm just as passionate with music. So if you can go check some of my music out and leave a review, that'd be love, y'all. Inshallah, I'll see y'all next week.